What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Welcome into episode 82, everybody. I am your host, Sleazeball. Today's episode is going to be my top 8 smash starts this week. So I'll give you 2 QBs, 2 running back, 2 wide receivers, and 2 tight ends, no matter how hard the tight ends are. And obviously, guys, I'm staying outside the superstars. If you guys have seen my rankings or my stardom sit-ins, those are all out as well. I'm not going to be choosing like guys that are in the top 5 or top 10 for this. These are guys that are going to be smash starts. If you have a decision to make that I, based on my research that I'm going to give you for each player, love is an absolute smash start this week. Before we dive into it, guys, make sure you smash that like. Make sure you hit that subscription button. It helps me out a ton. Turn that bell on, guys, so you know when I'm live. I will be live tonight, 2 hours before kickoff at 6 p.m. Eastern, going over starts, sits, everything you guys need, any questions you guys have. And, of course, if you cannot make the live, drop any comments you have down below. I try to answer them all as fast as I can. And this will be my last video of the week, guys, so everything is out for you guys. And I'm headed to San Francisco for the 49er game this weekend, so I won't be here for any of the shows Saturday, Sunday. So any questions, pertaining the rest of the way, I'm here to answer them all. Drop them in the comments, and I'll try and help you guys win your weekly matchup and get you that ultimate goal of the championship, guys. And let's dive into my smash starts of week 5. So when I'm diving into the 8 players here, I'm going to give you 2 players at each position. So 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends that I have as smash plays this week, guys. And number 1 starting off is Justin Fields, going to be the starter for week 5. And I think going to be the starter for the rest of the season. I'm tired of hearing this Russell Wilson stuff. This man looks absolutely electric as the quarterback right now. Just opened up the offense last week, and I called it. I had him ranked as my QB3. I said this is his first game not playing a top 5 defense. He got the Indianapolis Colts, and look what happened. He threw for over 300 yards, rushed for another 85, put up 3 touchdowns, 30 points, massive game. And now you get the Dallas Cowboys defense here at home in Pittsburgh. So let me tell you what's going to happen here with the Dallas Cowboys game and why I love Justin Fields so much this week. So when you're looking at the Cowboys, right, they're missing Micah Parsons, and DeMarcus Lawrence is gone. They're not out there anymore. Not going to be there this week. So that's major injuries on the defensive line, pass rushers that are getting to the quarterback. Justin Fields is going to have all day to throw. And when I'm looking at the Dallas Cowboys defense here, against the quarterback, they already ranked 23rd, giving up 17.6. In the red zone, they ranked 24th, and they allow 218 pass yards a game. That's going to be an absolute smash play here with no pressure coming from the defensive line. Then on the wide receiver side, they rank 15th and 16th in the red zone, also giving up 144 yards just to the wide receiver position alone. This is going to be an absolute smash Justin Fields game here. I like almost all of his props, anytime TD rushing as well. And you should have this guy in your lineup unless you're going over there's Jordan Love, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. That's about it for me this week. So I would start over Justin Fields. My second smash QB is going to be Trevor Lawrence, and I know it's been a bumpy ride to start the season. He's QB 21, 729 pass yards, 4 passing TDs, and only 1 pick, so it's good on that front right there. He's also put up 61 rush yards, but if you just listen to what I said about Justin Fields and how he opened up against the Indianapolis Colts, guys, this is the pot of gold. The Jags will be at home playing against the Indianapolis Colts, who rank 30th versus the quarterback, giving up 20.2 points per game, 30th in the red zone, 30th in points to the position, and they allow 257 pass yards per game. And let me tell you this as well. This is total yards per game on the season right now with the Indianapolis Colts. They've given up 400 almost 3 times, and the 4th game was 383. So this offense is just letting yards just come at will. 400, almost a 400-yard average per game. This is going to be a light-em-up game for T-Law. And on the wide receiver side for the Colts here as well, this is their defense versus the wide receiver, guys. 25th, allowing 36.2 points per game in the red zone. They're 26th, and they're 30th in the red zone, and they're 26th in fantasy points. This is an absolute smash game for T-Law. He might even be on some wires, and I like him as a top 10 quarterback this week. And most of the people don't, and it makes no sense to me. Get this guy in your lineups over a lot of quarterbacks this week. Heading into the running back, guys, and if you catch a theme here, catch my drift on this game right here. The Dallas Cowboys, again, when I'm looking at Najee Harris here, this is going to be the first week he finds his first NFL touchdown this season. He's had 0 so far, which is crazy. So he's had 68 attempts, 228 yards, also 10 receptions, 84 yards to the air, so you like that as well. Played 70% of the snaps last week. I expect the same thing here in the game. And you got to remember, Micah Parsons and Lawrence are going to be out. Who is going to be their pressure? Who is going to be stopping the run for them? It is going to be a very, very ugly game for the Dallas Cowboys defense at Pittsburgh this week. And when I go look at the running backs versus the Cowboys, they were last in the NFL till Devin Singletary's weird game last week on Thursday Night Football where everyone bet all the props over and none of the props hit. It's one of just those anomaly games. So this is the Dallas Cowboys now without their two superstars on their line and in their linebacker core. They rank 30th versus the run, giving up 29.4, and they rank 28th in the red zone, giving up 8.9, and they allow 105 yards to the running back position alone every single game. This is an absolute smash Najee Harris game, and I have him as a top 10 running back this week. The second running back that is going to absolutely smash this week is going to be Josh Jacobs. And just like Najee Harris, he is going to crack his first touchdown of the 2024 season. So if you look at the snap share from last week, it was 61%. That will be higher this week. They were behind 28 points to the Minnesota Vikings by halftime. So they had to play a lot of pass catch up here. Now you're playing the LA Rams, who are missing Cooper Kupp, who are missing Puka Nacua. Their defense is beat up. And listen to this, guys. Their running backs yards per game they give up is 165. It is dead last in the NFL at the position. And in fantasy-wise, they rank 27th versus the running back, giving 28.2 points per game. They rank 23rd in the red zone, guys. This is going to be the game where Josh Jacobs gets it rolling. He might find 2 touchdowns here. I know he had a big game against the Colts that when they had Malik Willis rush for 150. So he has a lot of yards on the season, but it has been kind of sluggish besides that game. I expect it to bounce back big here in a massive game that's going to put them back at 3-2 and back in contention in the division. And Josh Jacobs is going to be one of my top 10 smash plays this week. Heading into my wide receivers here, the 5th smash start of the week for me is going to be Amari Cooper. I know we had that big week 3 blow up. I thought the revenge game would hit big against the Raiders. It did not. It was an ugly showing, but there's no better get right game than the Washington Commanders defense, guys. So the Washington Commanders in total yards of passing, they give up a game is 220. That ranks 22nd. But here we go. Against the wide receiver position, they rank 32nd in the NFL, giving up 46.1 points per game, 14.1 in the red zone. That ranks dead last as well. And they give 176 yards just to the wide receiver position alone. This is why I like Amari Cooper as a smash play. This is why I like even Jerry Jeudy as a flex play this week. And the Commanders' numbers are even skewed. So like last week when they played the Cardinals, I don't know what Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison and them were doing. Somehow they got blown out of the water 42 to freaking 14 with a terrible defense. And it made no sense. One of those aberration games. I don't see that happening here. The Cleveland Browns defense is 10 times better than the Arizona Cardinals. They will keep the Commanders on their heels a little more, get the ball back a little more. And Amari Cooper is going to toast this defense, man. This is one of my favorite plays this week and a top 10 wide receiver of mine and a smash start. My number 6 smash start is going to be Garrett Wilson. And don't panic yet, man. So this is why it has been so rough for Garrett Wilson and people are on a full panic meter. The first 4 weeks, he's been tasked with a top defense and a top corner every single game. So week 1, 49ers, Tre'Davious Ward, one of the top corners. Week 2, Tennessee, Ladarius Sneed, one of the top corners. Week 3, Gonzalez, one of the top corners. Week 4, Patrick Surtain, probably the best shadow corner right now to date in the NFL that has locked up Mike Evans, George Pickens, Garrett Wilson, all back-to-back, and I forget the week 1 guy, but he's locked up all 4 of them, and he's an unbelievable corner. Now you finally get the room to breathe here, and you get the Minnesota Vikings, guys, and the Minnesota Vikings defense is ranked 32nd in the NFL in yards per game allowed passing at 274.3. And against the wide receiver position alone, where do you think the Minnesota Vikings rank? Oh, they rank 29th, giving up 44.2 points. They rank 24th in the red zone, 8.4, and they give up 221 of those 274 yards to the wide receiver position. This is going to be his first freedom game. Let G. Willie fly and smash this man into your starting lineups this week. Heading over to tight end, guys, my number 7 smash player, and these are going to be tougher because when I do the tight ends, I'm not picking the top tight ends in the NFL, so you got to dive a little deeper to find your smash plays here. Otton. This is crazy to look at. So I know the Atlanta Falcons, they do rank 12th versus the tight end, only giving up 7.6 points. They rank number 1 in the red zone, giving up 32.3 yards. But in this game, the way I look at this, so it's a little different kind of a matchup here. When you're playing the Atlanta Falcons, you're going to have A.J. Terrell, most likely Mike Evans on the outside. You're going to have Simmons and Bates over top covering the deep ball, probably the two best safeties. And where the Bucs are going to live in this game is in the middle with Chris Godwin and Cade Otton. And what's crazy is Cade Otton is the number one targeted tight end over the past 2 weeks with 17 targets and almost 100 yards, and he's averaging 10 points a game. So with how bad the tight end position has been, I'm going to ride the lightning and say that Cade Otton is another top 10 tight end here again, just because I like the way I broke down the matchup, and I think the volume he'll see will be there again. And this position has been a nightmare all year, and I want to go with the hot hand. So give me Cade Otton as a smash start top 10 tight end this week. Seeing the trend here, I had Trevor Lawrence in, and he gets his security blanket back in Evan Engram this week, back at practice. Again, you want to pay attention to the updates, but I think he's going to be back out there. So when you're looking at his stats here, obviously 0% snaps. His tight end rank is very low, 79, 4 targets, 1 reception. He got hurt in week 1, guys. So now he's back, and like I said, the Indianapolis defense is just your fantasy football pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And this is how bad they are, guys, against the tight end position. They currently rank 30th, giving up 14.7 points per game. In the red zone, they rank 31st, giving up 4.7 points a game. And they give up 56 yards to the position ranking in the bottom 5. Now, this is where you smash your Evan Engram. I might even have him as tight end 1 this week of how good this matchup is. And I know there's a lot of mouths to feed with, BTJ and Christian Kirk. All their matchups are great as well. Even ETN on the ground is great as well. But, man, this is like the perfect spot for your tight end 1. Evan Engram is going to find the end zone this week. I'm calling it right now. And I'm not going to say he's going to be my tight end 1. I'm going to put him at tight end 3 because he's coming off injury for me. But if you have a decision between Evan Engram and anyone, it is Evan Engram for me all the way as an absolute smash play this week. Thanks for rocking with me today, guys. Thanks for rocking with me this week. If you're a subscriber to the channel that comes back all the time and supports me, it means the absolute world, guys. That is the end of my videos for the week. I'm heading out of town. I will be live today, and we'll be live tomorrow with a couple other people. And then I'm headed to San Fran for the Niner game again, so I won't be here. I'm going to need you guys to fill me in on what happens on the gameplay for the other games, because I'll be at one game, and I'll be driving back afterwards. So, again, guys, make sure you smash that like, smash that subscription, and if you have any comments, if my shows aren't there Saturday and Sunday, right, I'll be gone. If you have any comments at all, still drop them in there. I'll try to answer everything on the road or whatever we're doing over there, and I'll help you guys as much as I can this week. And that's it for me this week, man. I hope to see you guys in the live tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern. Thank you guys for all the support again. Sleazeball out.